In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you all will be fine. Today is Friday, 8th May 2020, and this lecture is for grade 8. The subject is general science, and the topic we will learn today is midbrain and hindbrain. So students, I want you to open your general science book and go to page 3. I hope you will be on page 3. In front of you, the topic is midbrain. Before midbrain, in the previous lecture we studied that brain has three main parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. So we have studied the forebrain, their parts and their function. Now we will study the midbrain, and after the midbrain we will then learn about the hindbrain. Okay, so look to the first paragraph. It is the central part of the brain. Its function is to transfer information and impulses between the forebrain and the hindbrain. This part of the brain is associated with vision, hearing, sleep and wake, and regulation. The midbrain also serves to control some reflexes, such as changing size of the pupil to control the amount of light entering the eye. Now midbrain, it is the central part of the brain. Okay, it is beneath the forebrain, near the thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay, and it transfer information or nerve impulses between the forebrain and the hindbrain. Okay, we will learn that in a diagram, but for a moment now just remember this. Okay, and it control vision, hearing, sleep, wake and regulation. Okay, and the third point is that the midbrain also controls some reflex action. Okay, and one of the reflex action is size, changing the size of a pupil with the amount of light entering into the eye. Okay, a reflex action. What are reflex action? We will learn that in the upcoming lectures, but for a moment remember that reflex action are automatic actions. It are very rapid action, because if you touch a hot stove or any hot object with and you will directly remove the hot object, your hand from that hot object without seeing to that thing. Okay, so this kind of action, these rapid actions are called reflex action. Okay, because in this action the messages are not going to the brain, but they are conducted in the spinal cord. That's why they produce such a rapid response. Okay, so same is the case with the pupil of the eye. Okay, the pupil of the eye change color with the amount of light. When there is enough light, the size of the pupil is small, but when there is a dim light or there is the low light, the size of the pupil increases. Okay, you can just see it by your own self also in your home. Just take light, okay, and just near it to your pupil, the size of the pupil will decrease. Just turn it away from the pupil, the size of the pupil will increase. Okay, so this is a reflex action of the midbrain. Now let's move forward and look to a diagram and understand where the midbrain is. So midbrain is beneath the thalamus and hypothalamus. These are the cerebrum. These are the cerebrum area. Okay, these are the thalamus and these are the hypothalamus. Now this part is the midbrain. Okay, this is the midbrain. It is above the pons and medulla, which we will learn in the next topic, and it is beneath the forebrain, where the parts of the forebrain are cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay, and from another view it will look to you like this. This small part, okay, only this small part, this is the midbrain. Okay, this is then pons, and this is the medulla oblongata, and it controls all the um, vision, hearing, and sleeping. It is giving a information, or it is passing the information toward the cerebrum. Okay, where in the previous lecture we studied every sensory areas in the cerebrum. Okay, so if it is hearing, it will go to the hearing portion. If it is vision, it will go to the vision portion. Okay, so it is controlling, or it is passing that information to the forebrain. Okay, and it is also passing the information to the hindbrain. Okay, and hindbrain here controlling their own activities. Okay, which we will learn in the next topic. Okay, so let's move forward and learn about the hindbrain. The hindbrain consists of three parts: cerebellum, pons, medulla oblongata. Cerebellum, it is the second largest part of the brain. It is mainly concerned with posture, balance, and locomotion of the body. Pons, it is small oval structure present above medulla oblongata. It serves as a bridge for the conduction of impulses between the cerebrum, medulla oblongata, and cerebellum. It concerned with the rate of breathing, sleeping, and also regulate eye movement and facial expression. Now, hindbrain is further divided into three parts. Okay, the first part is cerebellum, the second is medulla oblongata, and the the second is pons, and the third one is medulla oblongata. So first one is cerebellum, then pons, and then medulla oblongata. Okay, so cerebellum, it is the second. Remember, the first largest part was cerebrum, and it is the second largest part of the brain, which is cerebellum. Okay, and it controls what? It controls posture, the position of your body. Okay, the balance of your body and the movement of your body. Okay, so if you're standing, if you are not falling down, it is all controlled by the cerebellum. Okay, if your movement in the right way, in a controlled way, it is all controlled by the cerebellum. Okay, then pons are oval, round, little bit oval structure. Okay, and present above medulla oblongata. Okay, we will learn that in the diagram in the which will come next to this. Okay, it serves as a bridge for the conduction of impulses between the cerebrum. So pons is a bridge, and it transfer information and impulses between the cerebrum, medulla oblongata, and the cerebrum. Okay, and it controls what? Breathing, sleeping, and also regulate the eye movement. Okay, and the facial expression also. Then medulla oblongata, it connects the brain to spinal cord and control the heartbeat, swallowing, vomiting, coughing, digestion, and breathing. Medulla oblongata keeps on working when the rest of the brain does not work. So medulla oblongata, it connects the brain with the spinal cord. Okay, you will just look that in the moment, and it controls the heartbeat when you are swallowing something, vomiting, coughing, sneezing, digestion, and breathing. And remember, when you are sleeping, when you lose your consciousness, some part of your brain is sleeping and some part of your brain does not sleep. Medulla oblongata is that part of your brain that that does not sleep. Okay, they are working. Okay, now we will move forward and look to the diagram. Okay, now in this diagram, we just in the previous diagram we just studied that the midbrain is here. Okay, this is the midbrain. Okay, here is the pons. This oval shape is the pons. Okay, and this is the medulla oblongata. Okay, this is the medulla oblongata. So what is the and this is the cerebrum. Okay, this is the cerebrum. Now first of all we will start with the cerebrum. Okay, so cerebrum, as we studied that it is the largest part. So this is the first largest part, and this is the second largest part. Okay, now it controls the posture, as we studied, as we learned that it controls balance and locomotion of the body. Now pons it is now this is the medulla oblongata, so it is above the medulla oblongata. Pons is, if you look to this, let me change the color. If you look to this, it is above the medulla oblongata. So pons are above the medulla oblongata, and it works as a bridge for the conduction of impulses. So it connect the cerebrum, okay. It also connect the cerebellum, and it also connect the medulla oblongata. So it is working as a bridge among these three parts, and it is transferring the information to all these parts, okay. So it is working together with the cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. And what is the function of the pons? The pons function is that it controls the rate of your breathing, it controls the sleeping, it controls the movement of your eye, and it also controls the facial expression, okay. Now medulla oblongata. So medulla oblongata, it connect the brain with spinal cord, okay. So here is the spinal cord and here is the medulla oblongata. So it connects the brain. This overall brain is connected through medulla oblongata with spinal cord, okay. And it controls heartbeat, swallowing, vomiting, coughing, sneezing, digestion, and breathing, okay. And as I as I told you that medulla oblongata, it do not rest, okay, because when you are sleeping your heart is still beating, okay. If you eat something in a dinner and then you go to sleep, so your stomach does not sleep, but it will digest that food, and when you wake up in the morning, then you will be hungry and you will then take a breakfast, okay. So if you are sleeping, you may also cough, so okay. So these part of the brain do not sleep because they control these areas, okay. They are working. I hope you will have understood this lecture, and this is the end of this lecture. And I want you to give you a very important homework, because without the homework it will not be possible for you to remember all these part of the brain, and it is very important for you to remember all these part of the brain, okay. Which part is where, what are the parts in the forebrain, what are the main parts in the hindbrain, okay, and which part is where, okay. So you have to memorize these parts, okay, and then download an unlabeled diagram of the brain and label it, okay, and label it many times that you remember it correctly, that this part, that you remember that which part is where, okay. That will help you a lot, okay. Thank you.